Happy Manga Monday! I actually remembered to say it this time. Yay! I hope you're all having a wonderful December. And if you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Zoe and this is my channel, Ms. Manga. We're talking a lot about manga. And if that interests you, please do hit that subscribe button. The goal for the channel is 1,000 subscribers, and I obviously can't do that without your help and support. And yeah, thanks so much to all of the new subscribers who have joined us. I mentioned it in my Saturday first volume reviews video, but it really means a lot to me, and it was really exciting to see a big jump in growth. And yeah, so I super appreciate it. It's like a present from you guys to me for the holidays, so thank you. And today we are talking about 5 titles that are either out of print and I didn't manage to collect it all, or was never truly given a finish, a completion in America, but is completed in Japan. So yeah, that's the categories for the manga in this video, and they're just some that I really want to be reprinted. All I want for Christmas is some reprints. Come on, publishers. And comment below what manga you didn't manage to collect before it went out of print, or manga that was sadly canceled before the series was actually completed here, or wherever you're from. And yeah, because you might jog my memory on other series that I just forgot about, but these were the first 5 that came to my mind that I really want to reprint. So if you're listening, publishers, and if for some reason an announcement for a reprint of one of these was announced and I missed it, let me know that in the comments, because that will make my day, that'll make my year. So yeah, I hope you all will enjoy this video, and yeah, let's just get into it. I decided to pick probably the one I think has the least likely chance of getting a reprint. It's kind of like the less known. I never really see anyone talking about it, so it's probably not gonna happen. But I have a super soft spot in my heart for it. It was with Pandora Hearts. This was probably my teenage manga obsession. I started off with Fruits Basket, which luckily was complete, and same with Pandora Hearts. But this one never was complete because Tokyo Pop went under, sadly, and now that they're back. So the series is Dazzle, or Hatenkou Yugi, which I prefer the Japanese title to Dazzle, but this one's easier to say, so whatever. I don't care what you reprint it with, I would just love a reprint. But yeah, I don't think a lot of people are talking and clamoring for a reprint of this one, so. But if you do know this series, comment below, because I don't know many people that actually read the series. I was introduced to it first as the anime. It got 1 season of an anime. I really liked the anime, and then that led me to the manga. Same with Pandora Hearts, actually. And so I started collecting the manga, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, I can't even find translated chapters in online, so I still don't know how this freaking series ends. How does it end? Don't spoil it for me, but I just need to know. Anyway, this is a story about a young girl named Dazzle who is abruptly sent off to see the world by her father. She is alone on her travels until she meets Alziad. That's how I say it. I forget how. I'd have to go back and watch how his name's pronounced. Alziad. I struggle with names. It's okay, right? You won't hold it against me, right? Anyway, until she meets Alziad, a mysterious loner on a mission of revenge. At first, the two don't get along, but little by little, Alziad opens his heart to Dazzle. And it's a good thing too, because with the dangerous and sometimes romantic road ahead, they will need to rely on each other to survive. So I just super shipped them, okay? Like, first of all, they are an OTP ship of mine. I absolutely love Dazzle and Alzian together. However, do I think this is an amazing story? No, I feel it's a bit predictable, at least what I've been able to read online and read further. And, you know, like, even my childhead brain was kind of like, is this where the story's gonna go? So I don't know for sure, because like I said, I've never been able to actually find the complete translation anywhere, so I haven't finished it. But that being said, it does seem a bit like formulaic in a way. However, that doesn't stop me from loving this one to bits, okay? Call it nostalgia, whatever you want, I don't care. The point is, they're cute, their travels and some of the things they encounter are actually pretty dark and pretty sad. So it's not like a light, fluffy, traveling adventure story. It's like, there's some actual really like intense moments along their travels, and it's just like, I just really like it. And they don't even mention Barakohi. I don't know if that's how you say his name, but anyway, in the summary. But he also ends up traveling with them, so the summary is a bit weird, in my opinion. But I do feel that romantic tension between these two, and like I said, they were my like one of my first ships ever before I like knew the term shipping. Like, I just really liked them together and I felt the chemistry, and yeah. But this series tackles a lot of interesting topics like cloning, time travel, and other kind of fantastical, supernatural type situations and powers and things. I'd recommend you read it, except for you might never find out how it actually ends, like me, and just be depressed. But if you want to take that chance, I really like this series. All right, we'll follow that one up with probably one of the best known ones, and you know, I don't see why it won't get a reprint, unless its publication rights have just like been tied up in something, but it's a pretty popular series, and that is Mushishi. I really, really like the art style. I like the atmosphere. I like our main character. Like, I only managed to get the first 2 volumes, and it's complete at, I think it's 10, because I think the last one came out 8, 9, 10, like a big omnibus from old Del Rey here. But I really hope they sold their like rights of publication, or like however they do that, you know, when they stopped publishing their own manga, because I would really love to get my hands on the complete series of Mushishi. So yeah, this is also has like supernatural elements, but like more in the like vein of like spirit yokai kind of stuff. So the blurb on the back says, they have existed since the dawn of time. Some live in the deep darkness behind your eyelids. Some eat silence. Some thoughtlessly kill. Some simply drive men mad. Shortly after life emerged from the primordial ooze. Sorry, I couldn't get through it. I was like, you can do it. And they're like, nope. I don't know why that phrase is so funny to me, but anyway. Shortly after life emerged from the primordial ooze, these deadly creatures, Mushi, came into terrifying being. And they still exist and wreak havoc in the world today. Ginkgo, a young man with a sardonic smile, has the knowledge and skills to save those plagued by Mushi, perhaps. It's like mysterious, and it gives you like kind of that Ghibli atmosphere of like Princess Mononoke, kind of, if you've seen that movie. He encounters like different kinds and in different guises, and yeah, it's Do I have a thing for travel adventure stories? Yeah, I guess a little bit. But anyway, he travels around helping people deal with the Mushi, and yeah, that's basically what this story is. If you've somehow not ever heard of Mushishi, but yeah, it's a well-known older series, and I mean, if it could come back with like a nice hardcover or like one of those collector's edition reprint, just mwah, yes, yes. Make my wish come true, please, whatever publisher can. I don't know, but it would be awesome. Moving on to my next top desired reprint of this one that I do believe was complete. I'm not 100%. I'll put it up here. But this one, I just didn't manage to get the volumes until they got super duper expensive. And yeah, so I only have volumes 1 to 3. And this also has a great like art and just an atmosphere to the story. It's quite different than Mushishi, but it gives you that like very distinct atmosphere and ambiance. And honestly, if I'm being very honest, this might be my top choice for a reprint. I really want to see where this story goes. Like, I really do. I know I could read it digitally. I'm still holding on hope. And that is Eden, It's an Endless World. I just like the art in this one. From the first moment I got this first volume and was reading it, I was just drawn in. I was mesmerized. I love the art style, and I absolutely love post-apocalyptic stories as well. So this one, that was the reason I picked this one up, to be honest. But yeah, on the back here it says, Eden is both a brilliant love song to the post-apocalyptic survival genre and an exploration on humanity's role in the natural order. It's like, it's deep, it's interesting, it's introspective, it's philosophical. I was trying to be all smarty pants there. That didn't work out. All philosophical. There we go. Yeah, it's so good. Well, at least the first 3 volumes I read anyway are. So the story begins in this world that has had a large portion of its civilization wiped out by a brutal new virus. Those who aren't immune are either severely crippled or live only with cybernetically enhanced or entirely mechanical bodies. So it's got a good sci-fi element to it. And like, I literally can't sing its praises enough. Like, I really liked it. Anyway, get back on track though. You can do this. Taking advantage of a world in chaos, the paramilitary Propator forces topple the United Nations and seek global domination. In this cutthroat cyberpunk future, Elijah, a young boy on a personal quest, travels with an artificially intelligent combat robot through a pitiless, futuristic landscape, which is just immaculately gorgeous. Just so good. I cannot get enough. Like, I was just singing the praises about the mangaka's art style from Innocent in my last Saturday's first volumes reviews video. This art really does it for me too. Like, to me, it's just very much like pieces of art woven into a story. I sound so poetically cheesy when I say that, but I just really feel strongly about it. Anyway, so Hiroki Endo's Eden is a garden of violence, pathos, and philosophy, where endearing, unique heroes face a constant struggle for survival and harsh surprises wait around every corner. I try to read the summary more dynamically. I just laugh at myself. But yeah, so it's kind of that survival aspect. Love me a good survival story. You will see. This is not the last one. But it's set in such a unique and interesting place and background. And yeah, I just really like, not like as I'm talking about, I'm like, maybe I should just give in and read it online and like stuff, because I really want to see how this one ends. And yeah, But anyway, it you know, can be a little violent, a little gory at times because, you know, they are, you know, struggling to survive. And so there will be some casualties or near casualties, and you know, as is war. But yeah, overall, it's really good, and I totally recommend you check it out. And I really, really, really hope we get a reprint of this one. All right, I gushed about it enough. Let's move on. So speaking of survival stories, I just thought I'd segue this one real good. I really, really need the rest of Battle Royale. So this is one of the first purchases I ever made on Right Stuff. Rest in peace, Right Stuff. Sorry, take a moment for Right Stuff. Anyway, so I found these large omnibus battle royales on their website. I think it was around Christmas. It was a while ago, like probably like 8 years-ish or so. I'm old, I'm dating myself. Anyway, I found them as like a Christmas special sale, like $7 or $8 a pop for the first 3. And I was like, ooh, this looks really cool. Awesome. Is this like finished? Oh no, I have to get a couple more. That's fine. I'll get those eventually. Orders. Regrets. It's not easy to get the 4th and 5th omnibus. Hundreds of dollars. People want hundreds of dollars. You're insane. I'm not spending that. I don't have that to spend. If I did, I don't anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, so this was a really great start to a survival game story, and it's basically a classic. I mean, Hunger Games ripped it off, for God's sake. Sorry. I'm joking. Anyway, so this is a very bloody battle royale story. I mean, if you don't know what a battle royale is, it's a type of, it's where people are like all pitted against each other to see the lone survivor of the battle royale. Yeah, it's the last man standing. Okay, you could do it a number of ways. It doesn't have to end in death for the other competitors, but yeah, that's essentially what a battle royale is. And in this case, the story begins with one 9th grade class, 42 students marooned on an island and forced to kill or be killed in a government-sanctioned televised game called The Program. Sound familiar? Hunger Games? No, I'm not going there. It's fine. It's cool. We're good. Anyway, the rules. After 3 days, only one student can remain alive, or they all die. It's so intense. Weapons are handed out, and each student is sent out into the field alone, unprepared for the horror that awaits them. Many classmates quickly turn on each other in this twisted battle for survival, but amid the betrayals and rising body count, new friendships are forged, and existing love gives new meaning to the phrase, "Till death do us part." Anyway, so this series was originally single volumes published by Tokyopop, and then they came out with these nice hardcover, you know, they probably, you know, they're pretty nice for their time. I mean, they're not as good as some of the hardcovers coming out nowadays, like Hellsing. If we could get one of, but this, yeah, hell yeah. But yeah, you know, so it was nice. It's just that you really can't find 4 and 5 for a good price, so I can't really complete this series. I've also thought about just like abandoning the omnibuses and getting like the single volumes, because I found like okay prices on those semi-recently. But I'm waiting because I'm still really hoping we just get a reprint altogether. Like a new reprint would be amazing. I don't, you know, it doesn't have to be as like epic as the Hellsing or Berserk, you know, leather-bound editions, but just a nice reprint would be fantastic. I definitely think if you like survival games and you haven't checked out the classic kind of OG survival story, I mean, I'm guessing there were others before this one, but honestly, I don't know. This feels like the one I always hear of as like the first one, but like, you know, we only get so much manga that comes from Japan. So I saw Viz put out a sequel announcement of the Battle Royale series. excuse me, can we reprint this one first? And then you can, or maybe they're gonna do this new series and see how well it does and then choose to reprint it. But like this one doesn't appeal to me that much. Like, I don't know, the art is very distinct. It's a classic older manga art style. And so this, like, looking at this cover, it really does throw me. It's like very strange to see like that art style associated with Battle Royale, because this is what I see when I think of Battle Royale. So I'm hopeful it gets a reprint. I feel like it should. It deserves it. But yeah, guess we'll see. Okay, we've reached the last series I would really like a reprint of. And I need to make a disclaimer first, because I have not finished this series, so I do not know if it is at all problematic. And B, I do not have the mental illness that the character is depicted with, and I do not know anyone that has it, so I cannot confirm nor deny that this is an accurate or even a positive representation. And I don't want to disparage anyone with this actual disorder. So that being said, I find it very fascinating, and so I did really want to include it because I'd love for them to reprint and actually finish this series, and that is MPD Psycho. So the MPD stands for Multiple Personalities Detective Psycho, and multiple personality disorder is a real mental health illness, and that's what I was talking about. Obviously. And I do not know enough about it to know if this, isn't a disparaging representation of this disorder. It also goes by DID now, dissociative identity disorder. So this is outdated, but I also grew up knowing it as this. So yeah, anyway, and that's the title. So this is what we're going with. But yeah, just to be clear, I nor anyone that I know has been diagnosed with DID, and so I cannot speak on the representation here. I can just speak on how interesting and fascinating of a story this is. So yeah, if you have read on or you know more about it, when I Googled it, very cursory Google, nothing really cropped up about it being, a very, having very negative things to say about it. So I don't know, but I didn't look very deep at the same time. So if you know anything more, leave it in the comments. And yeah, Dark Horse just decided to never print the ending. I think they left off on like volume 11. I could only get up to volume 4 without like the volumes kind of being harder to find. And it really bums me out. It's like complete at like 20 something volumes. So it only got halfway through the printing. I don't know why they stopped. And it's really sad. So anyway, this is a story full of absurd twists, sci-fi touches, and inventive torture scenes. You'll be mesmerized by the plethora of odd conspiracies and case files found in this uncontrollable urban horror show. So yeah, also we need a little trigger warning here that it is a horror. It is grotesque. It really has some crazy torture and torturous depictions of death, of murdered people. The art is so unique and so interesting. It's almost mesmerizing, these grotesque images. It's hard to describe, and I don't think I'll be able to share any because I don't want people to be, people just watching that don't want to read this. I don't want them to be sickened, or I don't want it to bother them, so I'm not going to actually put any images here. But if you Google it, I'm sure you'll come across some, okay? But yeah, it's got some very captivating art, and in this first volume we meet our protagonist, Yosuke Kobayashi, a seemingly innocent police detective who is pushed into a complex tempest of interconnected deviants and evil forces. And it's touted here as a nihilistic masterpiece for daring, discerning readers. To me, it's a very fascinating detective series so far. It definitely brings up some deeper, thoughtful thought-provoking things. But like, yeah, it's a twisted, dark detective story with some real true horror elements to it, so it's not for the faint of heart. And for that, I really loved it. It's unique and interesting. My intention would never be to promote or hype up a series that is harmful to people. So I'm cautiously like, I would really love this series to get a full, you know, reprint. But if there is something harmful and damaging in the content that like is why it never got finished printing, then I totally respect that. So yeah. Anyway, that does it for this video and for my 5 picks that I would love to get a reprint of in the new year. So I'm sorry I got a little long-winded and a bit I was in a bit of a strange mood in this video, but yeah, you know, is what it is, and I hope you enjoyed the ride. And of course, let me know if you agree or disagree with any of these. I would love for a reprint of, and I'd love to hear what your manga that you would absolutely love a reprint announcement for in the new year would be. I also want to give a shout out to Gakko and Alice. I already talked about this one in another underrated series video, but sadly this is another favorite of mine that never got completed from Tokyo Pop because they went under. So yeah, just throwing that out there because I also really love that series, but I'd already talked about it. So I try to come up with new, you know, series to talk about. And yeah, with that being said, oh my God. With that being said, this is the last Monday before Christmas. So if you celebrate, have a happy last week before Christmas. And I'll see you back here on Christmas Day at 6 p.m. EST, the usual time. So yeah, I'll see you next Monday for the last Monday of the year. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's the last Monday. Is that the last? Oh my God, that's the last Monday of the year. So the next Monday is the 1st. I realized that I'm going to be putting out a video on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. It's kind of cool though. Anyway, I'll stop babbling on now and end this video. So until next time, bye!